Hi, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. Welcome to my kitchen. So as part of Vlogmas, I wanted to do something a little different every now and then. Today, I am going to show you how to make my bacon peanut butter bars. And I say mine, I really took a recipe from the Preppy Kitchen and modified it to add bacon. It's not a lot of modification, but people really love these. Tomorrow is our neighborhood progressive dinner, so I am making these for that. For the full recipe, go to the Preppy Kitchen. I will give amounts and step-by-step instructions, but he's got a really awesome video. The first thing that we're going to need is 1 cup of butter. It just happens to be 2 sticks. The tip that he gives with the butter is to slice it up into smaller pieces so it does not explode in the microwave. We are going to be melting this butter. One thing I will say is the cutting up of the butter does help a lot with the spotter, but still run it on your microwave for about half power in 30-second bursts until everything is melted. You're going to want that butter just melted. The next thing that we are going to do is we're going to take about 1 cup or 300 grams of peanut butter. It is easier to measure everything in grams with a scale because that way you're not messing up another instrument. So instead of doing a measuring cup and then trying to scrape it all out there, I've got my scale and I can do 300 grams out of this. Now we're going to whisk in everything together, whisk it, blend it. Got my trusty mixer here, and probably want to put it on about a medium to medium low. But you're going to want to get all that butter incorporated into the peanut butter. Does that make it peanut butter butter? So that's all mixed up. We are going to get our scale out again, and we are going to add 1 3/4 cup or 210 grams of powdered sugar. The Preppy Kitchen says you want to use powdered sugar, not the granulated sugar, just to keep it a very smooth consistency. "210 grams is a lot more than it seems." And there we go. We should be done with the scale for now. And then back to beating it in. Okay, it looks incorporated. We still need to scrape down the bowl. But also we want to get rid of most of the peanut butter off of the beaters. So I do that by starting low and slowly raising the beaters. And unlike Christmas cookies, you can lick these beaters. So now that we've licked the beaters, we want to scrape down our bowl. We want to get all of this sugar incorporated as we add our final 2 ingredients. This is so easy. With it incorporated, we are going to add in 1 3/4 cups or 2 cups or 240 grams of graham crackers. I pre-crushed those just to make the time go by a little bit faster. And in addition, we are going to add the magic ingredient, bacon. I have enough bacon. Uh, Actually, there is never enough. You can't have too much bacon. And then you just fold everything in. You don't want to use the beater at this point because you would end up crushing graham crackers even more than they are. And you lose the, to quote Adam Ragusa, heterogeneity of the mixture. You want to have different size graham cracker crumbs in your mixture so that as you bite into it, you'll get a little bit of smoothness. You'll get larger pieces, you're going to get smaller pieces, and it's just all going to come together very nicely. And once it's all mixed up, we're going to transfer this into a parchment lined 8-inch or 9-inch baking dish, just so that the size, it just doesn't matter, 8 or 9-inch, depending on how thick you want your squares to be. Grab my parchment lined dish, pour it in, and as you see, it's one giant glob. It comes out of the bowl very nicely. Press this down, and you want to try to get it in as far you can in the corners. It doesn't have to be even because we are covering this with chocolate. And it gets to be a little bit of a challenge to press everything in the areas that you need it. But take your time. Just like quilting, baking just takes time. And we're not even baking. But if you make this, your family, your guests, everybody's going to love it to pieces. I have it mostly smoothed out. And now you just want to pop this in the fridge while we make our topping. So for the topping, you're going to want 1.5 cups or 280 grams of chocolate chips. I'm zeroing out my scale. We'll do 280 grams. And just like with the main, you can do a little bit more if you need to, or depending on how thick you want to have your chocolate layer on top. And there we go. That's almost this entire package. And I grabbed my other peanut butter, and we're going to want to have about 1/4 cup or 65 grams. The smell of fresh peanut butter is so wonderful. And then now we're going to want to microwave this in 30-second bursts just to get the chocolate melted. At the point where it seems like it's not quite melted, you're probably going to want to take it out. You'll have the residual heat just as you stir, incorporate everything. You'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. So as you see with my first burst, the peanut butter has gotten pretty melty, but nothing has really happened to the chocolatey chips. We're going to give it a quick stir. Mix that little bit of heat in there together. Bowl. My second burst. Oh, look how melty that looks. And a few seconds ago, it didn't even look like it was melty. So be very cautious as you are melting your chocolate. Everything will incorporate very nicely. And just keep stirring, get rid of the lumps. You have enough heat in the chocolate to take care of any chocolatey lumps that you have. Get a very nice, silky, smooth mixture. Look how silky smooth that is. And this took just over a minute in my microwave. And just like we did with the peanut butter base, let's throw some bacon in. That much sounds like a good amount. And just incorporate it. Our peanut butter bars have been in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes. That gave them a chance to think about setting up. And we'll pour our mixture on it. And we'll just squeeze it on. Trying to get as much as I can and not make a mess. Then now's where you're going to want to try to get into every little corner. Because the chocolate mixture is thinner, it's going to be a lot easier to get where you need it to go. Try to cover every piece of peanut butter that you can. And here's where you want to make it as pretty as you'd like. If you have an offset spatula, I don't. You can make a smoothing out design, anything that makes it seem a lot of fun. This is your quilting pattern. And again, spoon, you can lick it. We're going to take this, we're going to put it back in the fridge. You want to let it set for at least 90 minutes, and then you can pull it out with parchment paper and start to slice it. I'm probably going to start slicing in the morning because it is 9 o'clock right now. And if I have to wait another 90 minutes, that's going to mean I'm not going to get it start slicing until, 10:30, 11 o'clock. But once it's chilled, you can slice it into the pieces that you need. It'll come out nice and easy with parchment paper. And you are going to have a wonderful dessert to bring to your next function. So that's how simple it is to make bacon peanut butter bars. It's only a handful of ingredients. It took me all of 20 minutes to put together. And in the morning, I will have some gorgeous peanut butter bars for my event tomorrow. What is your favorite dessert to bring to an event? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. So that's it for this episode of Vlogmas. Until tomorrow, Merry Vlogmas.